VCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
Kenzie takes a touch. She'll have one shot to the right side, and it's good.
May takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. Similar play, similar result. This time a stiff arm gets Helton free. He's met at the goal line, but he's in.
With numbers, sends it into the circle. O'Donnell to Kylie, shot, score.
Well, somebody's got to do it. So now the ball through. Benjamin with it. Left foot, right foot is good.
They have cleaned that up over the years a lot. Oh, nice block.
Snap, looks to pass. May rolls to his right, delivers to the end zone. Back in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Good evening and welcome to Shabbat McDonough Field at Memorial High School in Manchester, New Hampshire for tonight's Division I girls soccer semifinal between the Winnacunnet Warriors and the Bedford Bulldogs. My name's Lauren Fox and I will be bringing you all the action from high above Shabbat McDonough Field on this beautiful night. A little bit of a windy day today. It seems the wind has settled down a little bit, although it is certainly a chilly night, but it feels appropriate for a state semifinal game in early November. Now, this one, of course, pits the Bulldogs, who are the number 4 seed coming out to the playoffs against the number 8 seeded Winnacunnet Warriors, which, if you looked at the math heading into this, you'd say Winnacunnet comes into the playoffs 10-3-3. They were going up against the 15-1 Exeter team, and on Friday managed to beat that Exeter team by a score of 3-2. Well, that one settled in penalty kicks by way of the fact that Exeter went on top in that game 2-0, and 2 handballs in the box followed by 2 penalty kicks yielded a tie at the end of regulation, 20 minutes of overtime, 2 10-minute overtime periods, and then following that we had penalty kicks, and the team that emerged victorious in the penalty kicks was Winnacunnet. Their reward, they get to come out and play against these Bedford Bulldogs, who are the 4 seed, and Bedford coming in by way of a 1-0 victory against Goffstown in a quarterfinal game. That one was at home. And, of course, the Bulldogs got there by way of an Anna Diaz goal coming about 10 minutes into the game. Didn't score again. The Bulldogs 1-0 victorious in that game. And their first round game, a win over Timberlane. So Bedford comes in now. Regular season was 12-1-3, so they're 14-1-3, and Winnacunnet is 12-3-3. The Bulldogs, as I mentioned before, led by Anna Diaz, and Anna lighting up the score sheet this year so far. 17 goals. She has 9 assists for the senior midfielder. She will be on that middle line along with Adra Casey and Sloan Correa. The back line for the Bulldogs is always anchored by McKenna Snow, the senior, heading off to St. A's to play soccer next year. Addie Kiley, who's a commit to Bentley, and then Nora Ripple and Elise Olsen on either side. The front line for the Bulldogs, you have Lila Yater up top, the sophomore striker. Libby Fox is on the right side, the junior, with 7 goals so far this season for her, and Juliet Laws with 4 goals in half a dozen games. Juliet is a sophomore playing on the left side for the Bulldogs. On the other side of the ledger for the Winnacunnet Warriors, and it's always tough to see because we don't necessarily have positions for everybody, but we'll do our best. Up front, Olive Needham, the sophomore, Emma Somerville, the sophomore, Evan Christie, the freshman, her sister Isla Christie, 11 goals, 10 assists. Isla is out due to an ankle injury, but who knows, we may see her later. And the mids, Mia Lantain, Taylor Burness, Isabel Needham among them, and the back line keeper for the Winnacunnet team is Julianne Banks. That one sent right side off the kick to Libby Fox on the right side. Ball heading back toward the middle. Winnacunnet on a bit of a charge, and Sloan Correa heading in and blunting that challenge before the ball's ultimately sent to Danny Winning. Now, one quick warning for you, if you are watching this game on a replay or some kind of a, whether it's on BCTV, you name it, you may notice that I'm talking an awful lot. The reason that I am talking so much is not because I feel like you can't see what's going on in front of you. It's that when this game is live, we are ultimately doing it radio only. So you're stuck with me for a full 80 minutes of soccer. This one is scoreless, and I will give the score probably way too much. We're 50 seconds in, and this one is scoreless. That challenge coming early on by way of the front line, Olive Needham on the left side for Winnacunnet, but she wound up sending it across the end line, and the Bulldogs will have another offensive opportunity. Played there, sent far side. Now the ball, it's tough to see through these windows. Juliet Laws with a nice challenge. Ball sent out of bounds. The Bulldogs are going to get themselves a throw and see if they can do their best to challenge the junior goalkeeper, Julianne Banks. I'm going to sneak over and get uncomfortably close to Bill Jennings now so I can see through the window. Still scoreless here, about a minute and a half in. For those who might be listening on the radio, which is a novel concept. Not too many people listening on the radio these days, but a lot of people who might be streaming it. I know we have people from all over the country who are streaming it, wondering why they're not able to watch it. Well, you're stuck with us talking about a lot of soccer. The ball in the middle of the field, that one sent in the direction of the keeper Banks, who is wearing red, waves her right hand, says that one is mine, and directs traffic and runs end to end in the box back toward the near side. Now, they want you to get rid of that ball in 8 seconds, and I'll tell you for certain Banks took a little bit more than 8 seconds to get rid of that one, but regardless, the official's not looking at that yet. The ball volleyed back towards Sloan Correa in the middle, now sent over top. McKenna Snow will do her best, or that is Addie Kiley, I should say, and she'll send it out of bounds on the near side, and a Winnacunnet Warrior throw is coming. The Winnacunnet Warriors, as we're scoreless 2.5 minutes in, are 10-3-3. And pretty good season for them. They played against a Bedford Bulldog team several months ago, or about a month ago, I should say. It was a scoreless game. The Bulldogs certainly had their chances in that one, but ultimately in the regular season, a game that ends scoreless does not go to overtime. That one was a very unsatisfying tie for both teams. It was a tie that in some ways felt like a win, where McKenna Snow blunted a Winnacunnet opportunity late. Now that one sent back near side. Lila Yater trying to find Libby, sent out of bounds off of Yater, and the Winnacunnet throw will be taken. Great header made by Olive Needham. Now it's sent chipped up and over. McKenna Snow will get it out of there, or try to, I should say. Now a header back toward the middle, but you can't get too comfortable. Of course, a couple years ago, Winnacunnet beat Bedford off a shot from about 40 yards during the regular season, so they are unafraid of taking a deep scoring opportunity. Ball volleyed around, primarily been in the middle so far, but a Winnacunnet throw now coming. We're just under 4 minutes into the game, still scoreless here, and I don't have a whole lot of reason to believe that there's going to be much scoring. This Winnacunnet is very physical, and now a little bit of time that is taken there. Nora Ripple will send it up and over. Lila Yater giving chase, and the ball attempted to be sent out of bounds. Instead, it stays in. Nora Ripple sends it back toward the middle and tries to hold it in. Can't. Now Addie Kiley fights for the ball, can't get to it. Olive Needham wins that one. Now Sloan Correa with it, and tried to find a teammate on the near side. Nothing doing, and a throw is coming. It will be a Bulldog throw at 4:24 into this game. Just trying to find the one opportunity. Of course, Bedford had chances in the game the other day against Winnacunnet, couldn't convert, and in the game against Goffstown, they also had several chances to score, more than just the one that they got. Right now, I'll say the Bulldogs look a little bit slow, but both teams have been sitting out for a little bit watching these games. Now Juliet Laws, far side, has her pocket picked, sent out of bounds, and the Bedford Bulldog throw is coming 5 minutes in to half number 1 of soccer. We are still scoreless. I have a feeling I'll be saying that all day today. Yater has it knocked away by the Winnacunnet defense. a 50-50 ball at midfield. That one will bounce in the direction of the Bulldogs, and Adra Casey fighting for it. Can't come up with it. Winnacunnet chips it up and over before McKenna Snow heads it. And now Winnacunnet with a chest trap gets it back far side, and the ball will be sent out of bounds. A Bulldog throw is coming. Winnacunnet with 3 losses in the regular season, 1 to Pinkerton, 1 to Exeter, 1 to Portsmouth, all 3 by the same score, a 1-0 tally. So for Winnacunnet, they came awfully close 3 times, lost all 3 times, but obviously they learned from all 3 of those. We had the ball go out of bounds, and it will be thought it was going to be a Bedford throw coming, but it will be a Winnacunnet throw. I always forget, Bill, when we're here too, how far we are from the action when it compares to Bedford. You are certainly not in the thick of it here. There's a full track as well as seats between us and there. Now the ball in the middle of the field for the Bulldogs to Anna Diaz, fighting for it, has her pocket pick, back the other way, Winnacunnet. Ball sent up and over by the Dogs, and it will be taken by the keeper, Banks, in her red jersey. Winnacunnet wearing white, Bedford wearing black, red numbers, white trim, as we're about 6.5 in. And just kind of waiting for the ball to get out of about that middle 50 yards. There hasn't been a whole lot of action other than that. Everything has taken place right in the middle of the field. So in this case, it will be a throw coming from Nora Ripple. Evaluating what her options are, she's going to send it up the line. Lila Yater tries to head it. Winnacunnet heads it out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will move up 15 yards or so. They'll take a throw from the Winnacunnet 40, scoreless 7 minutes in. That one sent toward Yater, chest trap, has it get away from her a bit. Nora Ripple hangs on now to Anna Diaz. Anna trying to find Libby Fox on the near side, just couldn't thread the needle to her. And we'll see if the Bulldogs, as Winnacunnet comes back the other way, Kylie, Snow, and now toward the middle of the field to Adra Casey, whose father Dan played here back in his high school days. And now the Bulldogs to reset. Passing machine, they've been working a lot on that in practice. Now Casey with it, cutting through the middle of the field, gets it up to the keeper Banks though, and she was trying to thread the needle on the left side to Laws, but could not. Scoreless, 7.5 minutes in are the Bulldogs and the Winnacunnet Warriors in this Division I semifinal girls game. Ball sent toward midfield by Banks. Nobody's really able to get a handle on it. Sloan Correa sends it back near side. Might have had a handball on it. Yater looking far side, finds Laws, and the ball sent out of bounds by Winnacunnet, and a Bedford throw is coming. Throw sent, and great job there by Casey with it. The ball will be sent into the box. Diaz with a bite at the apple, sends it toward the net. It's just over the upright, and the Bulldogs have the best scoring opportunity that either team has had to this point in the game. Casey found Diaz, and the team had a shot at it, a little bit lower in its money, but unfortunately for the Bulldogs, those shots have been hard to come by of late. They've been finding a lot of posts. So here we are, 8.5 minutes in. Neither team has broken the seal. How many different ways can I find to say scoreless? Yater corrals the goal kick. Now she'll keep it alive. The ball will be sent out. Snow a header, now chipped over, and Addie Kiley, I should say, tries to send it back over, sends it toward midfield. Now Addie chips it toward midfield, taken there by Lila Yater, but she has it taken away. And of course, Winnacunnet's numbers are a little tough to make out. Now Juliet Laws to Yater, chips it far side to Laws. Laws is caught from behind. That's hard to do. There's some speed on that Winnacunnet defense. She gets into a wrestling match, somehow wins the ball, and now Winnacunnet will be going back the other way. Ball sent almost through. Nora Ripple looking near side, couldn't find anything, and now ball sent back near side. Winnacunnet still with it. Now the ball chipped back toward the near side where Adra Casey will come up with it. Adra has an opportunity in a sprint down the left side. This is a big field too here at Winnacunnet. It is football, or at Memorial I should say, it is football field width and then some. So it plays a lot like Stellos does. And we'll see what we have here. Ripple sends it to Libby Fox. The first touch chipped over now by Anna Diaz at the football 15. Winnacunnet scuffling for the ball, sent out of bounds at the football 25. Bedford will have a throw from there. So a Change for the Bulldogs as it looks like CC Irwin's coming in. I'm guessing that means Lila Yater will be going to the right side, and sure enough, CC will be playing up top. Goose eggs abound here. 29:40 remaining in the first half. And this game mostly being played in the middle of the field. That one sent back near side. A full head of steam for Winnacunnet. And the ball sent toward the net, but it'll go out of bounds. I believe that was Evan Christie with a shot at that one. And sure enough, that was who that was. Now Isabel Needham will take the throw for the Warriors. Ball rattled out of bounds. Again, a throw coming. Again, it is Needham. 0-0 as the soccer lovers will say. Hopefully I don't go back to that well too many times. 11 and change in. That one sent into the box, and Danny Winning shouts at McKenna Snow, I got it, I got it. And Snow gives way, and Winning fields it cleanly and will send it toward midfield. But that one a little bit of a miss kick, and it's picked up there, fortunately, by the Bulldogs before it gets to the Winnacunnet back line. And now Winnacunnet trying to get it going, but can't. Ripple, it is sent back to Bedford's back line. Nora Ripple sends it with her right foot on the near side out of bounds. The Winnacunnet throw is coming from just to the left of midfield. Or I should say just to the right of midfield. She tried to play it about 10 yards up. The official wasn't having it. So Bulldogs, Warriors, 0-0, 12 minutes in, give or take. Bedford is going left to right on your radio dial. Winnacunnet obviously is going right to left, and they're going that direction right now. Olive Needham threads the needle back near side, and the ball is in the middle where Elise Olsen will get rid of it to CC Irwin. Ball comes back near side. Winnacunnet trying to do something as Needham sends it back toward the middle where Snow, or check that, Elise Olsen plays kickball with it. And now the ball sent toward midfield. Two Bulldogs go up to head it. Neither one of them really gets it. And now Winnacunnet will chase the loose ball toward midfield. And the ball is at midfield. Really nobody's right now. Anna Diaz with it, looks middle. Adra Casey with it, slows down, back far side, I should say. Bedford still in possession, trying to find Elise Olsen, but could not. And now a tough break for the Bulldogs as McKenna Snow had trapped one, fell on it. Winnacunnet stole it, and now back the other way come the Bulldogs after that Winnacunnet brief possession, 13 minutes in to this scoreless match. It has been fast-paced. It has not been full of opportunities yet. Closest the Bedford Bulldogs had was a shot taken by Anna Diaz that went just over the top bar. Now Nora Ripple looking near side, trying to find Lila Yater, and instead the ball will be sent out of bounds by Isabel Needham, the senior for the Warriors. And Nora Ripple will take a throw from good field position, about the 15. Football 15, not the soccer 15, and sends the throw into Yater, who has it go not far enough off her foot, loses possession. Now the ball sent back one line to Sloan Correa off of the Winnacunnet defensive player, Needham, and the Bulldogs will get a throw. Now, the last time Ripple had a throw, she made a throw to Yater on the near sideline, and unfortunately for the Bulldogs, the sideline really played a defender. In this case, the sideline did the same thing on that throw. It goes out of bounds off of CC Irwin, and the Bulldogs deal with another Winnacunnet throw as Nora Ripple winds up stealing it, gets it to Anna Diaz in the middle. Anna, Adra, middle, looking far side, trying to get to Juliet Laws, but Juliet a tiny bit late on that break. Adra was right around the football 15, threaded the needle over to Juliet, but a little bit of miscommunication. Juliet a beat late on it and couldn't get there. The keeper Banks comes out and makes a play on the ball. Scoreless, 14.5 into the game. Now back the other way, the Bulldogs, after a brief Winnacunnet possession. Correa looks middle to Anna Diaz, now to Nora Ripple, chip toward the middle. CC Irwin takes a touch, but not close enough. It'll go back to the Warriors, and the Bulldogs, who have been controlling the possession game so far, as that one sent back near side, and Ripple will send it out of bounds. But that one Sophia Giamaris has been the speed merchant for these Warriors so far. Ripple and Kylie miscommunicate on it, and as a result, the ball almost had a treacherous end. Winnacunnet looked like they were going to have a shot at it, but the garbage cleaned up. Now Winnacunnet will take a throw after the ball goes out of bounds from about midfield. Bedford looks like they're a little bit cold. They're not quite communicating as well as you ordinarily see them. We had a brief stretch of very good passing for the Bulldogs, but other than that, it has been a little bit slow for them, at least in the early going. 15 minutes and 50 seconds in. No score in this one. And the Bulldogs will take a throw from the far side. What you're going to really need, and we saw this watching some of those boys games earlier this weekend, was somebody to put a ball in the cage and for something interesting to happen. In this case, Anna Diaz sends it over everybody, and it's out of bounds on the far side. And a throw is coming for Winnacunnet. Diaz with it, back one line, now back to Snow. Casey chips it toward the keeper, and Banks handles it on the hop. And we are still scoreless, 16.5 in. Not a whole lot of stoppage time at this point either, as Banks sends it past midfield, and Winnacunnet heads it into Bulldog territory before McKenna Snow kicks it back on the other side of the field. And now Yater wins a 50-50 ball, sends it back near side, but it's going to roll all the way into the box where it is handled by the keeper Banks, and Banks taking her time to get rid of it, and does. Now, of course, the Bedford boys play here tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. That one a 4 o'clock game, and it will be nearly dark at that point when the Dogs play. With the recent change of the clocks, the boys on Saturday, in case you missed it, won in a thriller penalty kicks. They led 1-0 for a large portion of the second half, and Londonderry scored with 15 seconds left, played 2 overtime periods, and the Bulldogs wound up winning on PKs 4-2. So an exciting game. Now Lila Yater jumps the route, has it along the near sideline, sends it off the shins of Elizabeth Maloney, the senior for Winnacunnet. And Nora Ripple to take the throw. Winds up getting to Anna Diaz. Anna is tripped, sent right into a Winnacunnet player. The fans hooting and hollering over that one. And now another trip back the other way. And we saw in the first game between Bedford and Winnacunnet, there was a lot of physicality. These two teams not really liking each other all that much. And in this case, we have a Winnacunnet player who is sitting on the turf. I'm not certain what. I know she was knocked down, but not sure if that was a knee or if that's going to be an elbow. But regardless, she is down. The clock is stopped. 21:38 remaining here in half number 1. So 18:22 of soccer is yet to be played. And that one heading out of the game right now is Mia Lantain, the senior. We had number 3 on both ends being tripped up. Anna Diaz was tripped, and the Bedford Bulldog fans clamoring for a call. Nothing came. And on the other side, Mia Lantain tripped, although I'm fairly confident both of them tripped on the ball. Regardless, the perception that if a player hits the deck, a foul should be called. So I think both fan bases feel like they're owed one now. We are scoreless, and it will be a drop ball for Winnacunnet. That one quite an advantageous thing for them. Ball sent back toward the middle of the field. Cece Irwin knocked down. Now Winnacunnet with it back far side. Anna Diaz picks the pocket of the Winnacunnet player toward midfield. The ball rolls. Sent toward midfield again. The back line of Winnacunnet doing their best to advance it one level. And now sent near side, but it's a little bit too much. It'll go out of bounds, and the Bedford Bulldogs will get a throw with about 19 minutes to go here in half number 1. We have not seen much yet in the way of substitutions. We had Libby Fox start, go off in favor of CeCe Irwin, and now we have Elena Beck, who is on and is playing right wing, or left wing, I should say. Juliet Laws moves over from the left to the right for the Dogs. So there's a little bit of speed up top with Beck, Laws, and Lila Yater. All three of them are fleet of foot. So interesting times for the Bulldogs. Winnacunnet challenging, nothing doing, and back the other way come the Bulldogs. Yater takes it off her foot, sends it out of bounds, but it did a good job flipping the field in this scoreless match. We're about halfway home here in half number 1. We are scoreless, which I've mentioned, I don't know, 20 times easily maybe. It's obvious to Bill Jennings. He's here watching the game, but if you're driving or if you're just tuning in for a second, it can be a little bit frustrating if we don't give the score. So it's, yeah, that used to, you'd call a gem of a baseball game way back when, and somebody'd email saying, you don't give the score enough. Like, you know how much research I did for this? But regardless, Winnacunnet will take a throw, and they do have a good throw by way of Moxie Clifford, sends it into the box, and that throw is almost like a kick when she takes those. Bulldogs will try to clear it off that throw, can't. A sprawling kick by Winnacunnet, and a Bulldog player goes down, but not a whole lot you can get on that when you're falling on your back, and Danny Winning will field it cleanly and send it back toward the near side for the Bulldogs. Juliet Laws, a big hop over the head of the Winnacunnet defensive player, and Needham winds up having it go over her head. Laws plays 50-50 ball with Isabel Needham, and it looked for all the world like Needham was standing out of bounds when it touched her, but they initially said it was a Bulldog throw, and now they've changed it to a Winnacunnet throw, and the fans below me, Winnacunnet fans, feel like, I think, that they got the right end of that call. I'm not so certain that I agree. So Yater, back far side. She's playing up top, loses it. Winnacunnet back the other way, come the Warriors, and send it across. Can't make anything out of it. The ball, though, is rattling around. The Bulldogs have a phalanx back on defense, and it's sent out of bounds there by Elise Olsen. So a Warrior throw is coming. 19, or check that, 21.5 in. Neither team is in the goal column yet. Bulldogs have had what I would say the best chance of the game was, and this one's going to be another good chance. Moxie Clifford's throw from the far side is sent into the box. Bulldogs have to do their best to clear it, and it'll roll out of bounds again, and Clifford will have another throw, which, if you haven't seen her do this, if you're watching it on TV later, basically winds up being a corner kick. It's all kinds of core strength. She throws it into the box. The Bulldogs have it go off of them. Clifford will try to make a play on it on the far side. I'm not quite sure why she tried to do that. If it goes out of bounds, she gets to roll it back again. She gets another throw, but instead played it, and it goes out of bounds, and the Bulldogs get what they wanted. They get rid of the Moxie Clifford corner kick cycle. Pretty convinced at some point she's going to throw one in. Throw is coming, and the Bulldogs send it up the far side. Elena Beck battling for it, boxing out the Winnacunnet defender, and did a great job. Now the ball will be sent up the far side. Beck will battle for the header, and flipped up and over by the Winnacunnet offensive player. Now flipped up and over again. They have it at that top level. Needham sees it, loses it. Ball sent back near side. Winnacunnet in a scramble to get to it. And heading up the left side is Evan Christie. Christie with it, still dribbling slowly up the left side. Will send it off the shin of one of the Bulldog defenders, and a Winnacunnet throw is coming. We'll see if it is once again Moxie Clifford to take that throw, or if they have somebody who's less potent of an offensive weapon who can do it. I believe it looked like it was going to be Needham, but unclear at this moment. We are still devoid of goals. 23-30 in, 16-30 left. The throw comes into the box. The Bulldogs just got to clear it. This has been an offense in and of itself. And sure enough, a strong left foot of Anna Diaz toward midfield. Now, Winnacunnet tried to pop it up and over, did Jumaris, but could not. And now the Bulldogs have it toward midfield. Yater loses possession. The Bulldogs will hang on. Ball chipped up and over. And now Winnacunnet will send it over the Bedford back line, where Olive Needham makes a charge. The Bulldogs will send it out of bounds, and Now, I believe older sister Isabel Needham will take the throw, and I am not correct. That is Maeve Willette taking the throw, and a player goes down. I didn't see what happened on that one. I was trying to identify who was who, but we had contact, and anytime there's that, you're going to have a free kick, it feels like. So there is a free kick coming for Winnacunnet. Over here on the near side, Nora Ripple and Juliet Laws are making a wall. The official is going to make them give a little bit more room. Very angrily steps off 10 yards, although his 10 steps might be a little bit longer than a yard, but regardless. And it looks like it is Isabel Needham who is taking the kick, and she's going upper left. I think that's where her desire is, and sure enough, sends a beauty up into the night sky, headed away by the Bulldogs. Can they clear it? Nothing doing. The Winnacunnet fans wanted a call. They did not get one. That's as good of an opportunity as anybody's had in this scoreless game. 25 minutes in. Now a ball sent up and over. Juliet, or check that, Lila Yater might have been off. It wasn't called. Lila fighting for the ball with Winnacunnet, and the defender for Winnacunnet sends it out of bounds far side. So the Bulldogs effectively flip the field, take a throw from the far side. It's Jess Black now with it. Jess sends it toward the middle. Might have gotten her harassed a little bit by it. Now Anna Diaz with it, loses it, but the Bulldogs will hold it in. Does Sloan Correa. Tries to find Nora near side. Now back to Anna from about the 27, and tried to thread the needle to find Juliet on the near side, but couldn't get it to her. Juliet just a shade behind. The communication not quite there tonight in this scoreless match. 26 minutes in. Throw in to Juliet. Can't come up with it. Now Winnacunnet, a little bit of fancy footwork taken, and the ball sent back to the middle. Jess Black going left side, trying to find Elena Beck. Can Elena get there before it crosses the sideline? The answer is no, and Winnacunnet will have yet another throw, 26-20 in. Winnacunnet rolling several players in and out. They don't have a deep roster, but nearly everybody on the roster winds up seeing the field at one point or another. At least it seems that way. The throw coming off of Beck, out of bounds. Warriors to take another. A young front line for the Bulldogs right now. Yater, the sophomore. Laws, the sophomore. Beck, the freshman. And at the end of the night, you only hope that Beck cannot listen to the Beck song, that she's a winner, not a loser, baby. We don't have any answers yet, though. We're still scoreless. Winnacunnet tries to clear off of Juliet Laws. The Bulldogs will hold it in. McKenna Snow looking back near side, gets it in the direction of Juliet. Winnacunnet plays it off their shins, out of bounds, and it is off of Needham. And the throw is coming for the Bulldogs here on the near side. Laws with the throw, looking for Diaz. Diaz chips it to herself down the right side. They'll say that one went out of bounds. I'm not convinced, but the Bulldogs will take a throw, or are we having a penalty call? We are having a foul called. So with that said, the Bulldogs get a good opportunity here. McKenna Snow will take it. There is a wall of two right in front of her. Taylor Burness is one, and the official who was so adamant about stepping off 10 yards apparently has lost his yardstick now, because if that's 10 yards, I'm Wilt Chamberlain. Nobody's found the back of the net yet. The Bulldogs hoping it is them. McKenna Snow directly in front of us on the near side at about the football 10, and a cluster over on the left side just inside the 18. Kenna raises her right hand, chips it into the box. It's anybody's guess what's going to happen. The ball is loose, chipped up. Juliet Laws with a chance, and now Banks touches it. Can't come up with it. Ball sent back toward Laws. She's at the end line. Ball sent out of bounds near side by Winnacunnet, and Bedford will have another chance. Banks had a shot at the ball, but there was funny English on it. Couldn't come up with it. And the Bulldogs had a shot, but there were 1,000 Warriors in the box. It felt like gates of fire. That would have been 300. Sorry. That one chipped up and over. Great chance for the Bulldogs from Ripple. Ball gets past the keeper, Banks. Banks, and Beck had a shot at it. Couldn't get through the empty net. It was a really tough angle for Elena, and Winnacunnet now is playing with fire. Speaking of gates of fire, here in this scoreless game. Hope Stephen Pressfield is listening. I don't know why he would be. 30 minutes have gone by here in the first half. The Bulldogs of Bedford, the Warriors of Winnacunnet, have now played approximately 110 minutes of soccer without anybody wearing nylon after they kick a ball. Bulldogs trying to change it now. Sloan Correa with it, gets it stolen. Jamaris with it on the near side. Jamaris being hectored into the corner and sends it off of the Bulldog defender. I didn't see which one, and it goes out of bounds. So a corner kick is coming for these Winnacunnet Warriors. They'll have another chance. Bedford had a great opportunity with McKenna Snow taking hers. We'll see what Winnacunnet is able to do. I believe that is Taylor Burness, the senior. But again, nobody asked me when they designed these jerseys. The numbers are insanely hard to read. 9:35 remaining here in the first. Burness sends it into the box. A lot of bodies there. It is headed, sent back near side, sent out by the Bulldogs. Not all the way out, but Winnacunnet's last line had it get past her, and now the Bulldogs have a chance to be on the offensive end a little bit. Nora Ripple picks the pocket of the Winnacunnet midi and now has a chance to control things. Looks toward the middle, finds Lila Yater. Yater with all sort of options of green grass in front of her. Instead, winds up kicking it off the leg of the defender, and now Winnacunnet is back the other way. Ball sent back toward midfield, headed up by the striker, and now the Bulldogs, McKenna Snow will send it back toward Danny Winning, who sends it out. And we've had some excitement now. Still nobody has scored, but 31-20 or so in, we've had some very good soccer. Jess Black tried to connect with Diaz, could not. Now looking back near side, tried to find Beck, could not. And the Bulldogs struggling, at least in the early going, to connect passes. The ball game mostly played in about the middle 40 yards. Now Winnacunnet trying to get things together. Far side they look. Jamaris has it go off her foot. And Sloan Correa now battling there with Jamaris, and Winnacunnet will send it in before Elise Olsen, or check that, Addie Kiley goes to send it out for the Dogs, and now Winnacunnet will reset. 32 minutes in, no score in this tightly played match. And the ball sent back down toward the near side. It is sent out of bounds by Addie Kiley. Winnacunnet will get another throw from the corner down to our left. Ball sent back toward midfield. Yater up top, striker, doing her best job to play defense up there, get the ball from that midi of Winnacunnet, and now the ball just sent in by Taylor Burness, and Danny Winning will field it on a couple hops. 32 and a half minutes have gone by here in the first half of this match, where nobody has found a way to crack the goal column yet. Ball sent back to our left. Winnacunnet with a shot at it. Ball sent out of bounds now by Addie Kiley. Winnacunnet will have their 83rd throw from the offensive end. It feels like that's been their best offensive opportunity so far, is making those throws. Now Winnacunnet will head it. Diaz will head it back the other direction for the Bulldogs. Now Jamaris chips it back near side. It gets through several Bedford defenders, but Bedford just screens off Jamaris, and it will go out of bounds and become a corner kick for the Bulldogs. So some changes on offense. It looks like Elena Beck is off. Libby Fox is on the left side. And while we take this corner kick, we at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door. I feel like Ron Burgundy. He will say anything that you tell him to. Don't start texting me other things. You never know. Can't believe Ron actually said that. Ball sent out by Nora Ripple. Now back near side. Anna Diaz comes up with it. A 50-50 ball. Anna looking toward the middle. Finds Lila Yater. Lila didn't quite play it clean. Juliet comes up with it. Now the ball will rattle around. Football 35. Still somebody trying to find their way to not have a 0 on the scoreboard. 5.5 left here in half number 1. Looked like the Bulldogs might have had an opportunity with Anna Diaz steaming down the right side. Libby Fox was on the far side, but would have required one more pass than they could have gotten, and they could not get it done. And now, not sure who that went off of. It looked like it might have been Anna Diaz. Sure enough, that is the case. And Winnacunnet will take a throw. It'll be the senior Isabel Needham. This Winnacunnet team on the younger side, several seniors playing active roles for the Warriors. For the Bulldogs, of course, 9 seniors. That one sent through by Juliet Laws to the Winnacunnet defense, and a nice job by Lila Yater trying to prevent the Winnacunnet defender from clearing it. And now it's Libby Fox up the left side. Libby takes a touch, steaming down the left side in a full sprint. Winnacunnet will battle for it, knock it out of bounds, but I thought that one might have gone off Winnacunnet, but maybe I'm seeing with my heart and not my eyes at this point. With that said, got about 4:20 remaining here in half number 1. Battle for the ball on the near side. That one is off of Bedford again. A Winnacunnet throw is coming, and back the other way come the Warriors. An attempt at a clear. The ball was been played mostly in the middle of the field. Anna Diaz has it go off her foot into the offensive end. Yater battling for it now. Lila fighting for the ball. Libby Fox winds up coming up with it. Takes it toward the corner, and Winnacunnet will send it out of bounds. And that's something we haven't seen in a little bit, that offensive firepower for the Dogs, and it's coming at about the right time. Just under 4 minutes remaining here. Somebody trying to get into the ledger. Ball sent up and into the box. Banks comes off her line. Laws had a bite at the apple with a header, but sends it over the net. And that's another great scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. They have not gotten it yet, but you got to feel like it's coming. The momentum is shifting a little bit, and you hope that you're able to take advantage of that momentum before the first 40 minutes are done, going to halftime with a lead. But as things stand right now, these teams have played almost 120 minutes, and nobody has scored a goal yet this season. Not today. That would be a record. Now the ball sent back toward the middle. Jess Black, Lila Yater. Yater off her foot. Back to the middle again. Jamaris trying to find an option. Finds Sloan Correa. And they're not on the same team, so that would be a problem. Sloan Correa jumped the route and did a nice job on D for the Bulldogs. And now the ball is sent back toward the near side. It looks like it looked like it was going to be a throw as Libby Fox gets dumped by the Winnacunnet defender, but a throw is coming, and the Bulldogs will now have an opportunity. That one sent high into the sky, I believe, by Elise Olson. Juliet Laws takes it back a level, calms it down, finds Nora. Nora tried to find Sloan. It's okay, Anna Diaz says, I got you here. To Jess Black, off of Jess's foot, and now it'll be sent back the other way as Olive Needham with the left foot up the sideline, trying to find a teammate and nothing doing. Great job, Juliet Laws. Back, defending back on that one. Now Juliet looking toward the middle. Couldn't thread the needle to get it over to Libby Fox, but Winnacunnet can't clear, and Nora Ripple will get it back to Addie Kiley, who sends it up a level. And Addie tried to find Jess Black, could not, and now the Bulldogs making it happen yet again. Yater, left side to Libby Fox. Libby taking her time. Takes another touch. Now down the left side. Back to Yater toward the middle. Lila has it sent out of bounds by the Winnacunnet defender, and the Bulldogs will get themselves a throw. We are on the field hand time portion of events. And some good offensive bursts from the left side for the Bulldogs. And Elena Beck now back in in place of Fox. That throw into the box, and Winnacunnet doing their best to kind of stave off whatever Bedford defender or whatever Bedford offensive player they could, but the ball will go out of bounds across the end line, and it will be a Warrior throw, or a Warrior goal kick, I should say, coming. In earlier action, Pinkerton got themselves a win and punched their ticket to the state championship game on Saturday. They won 1-0 over Bishop Girton. So Pinkerton, the 2 seed in, BG, the 3 seed, going home after a great season. And we did not see BG at any point this season, but word has it, very tough, very physical team. This Winnacunnet team, not quite as physical as the last time that we saw them when the Bulldogs took the Warriors on, but now they are with a full head of steam running down on our left side. The Warriors are on offense, and we are on the hand time portion. That one sent up and over. Danny Winning's got to come off her line, and does. The ball kicked away from the keeper Winning. She had her hand on the ball, and I don't know how that's not a card right there. Danny had her hands on it, and a foot came right into her hands. I'm not really a soccer guy. This is where I wish I had Sean Diaz with me, but you kind of wonder about a play like that, and the Bulldogs dodge a gigantic bullet in the waning seconds of the first half and somehow come away. This one's still scoreless 40 minutes in. So these two teams have played 120 minutes of soccer, and nobody has found the back of the net. With that said, we'll take a break. You guys get a break from me for about the next 10 minutes. It is Winnacunnet and Bedford 0-0. We'll come back to you in about 10 minutes. You are listening to Bedford Bulldogs Athletics on WBNH 105.1 and BCTV.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
Welcome back to Shabbat McDonough Field, high over Memorial High School's. We're in the press box, high over Memorial High School's turf. Lauren Fox alongside Bill Jennings, who is, for the only time you'll ever find him, not really speaking a whole lot. But that's because he's on the camera and doesn't have a headset on. Plus, I'm not really sure he would want to talk about soccer all that much anyway. So with that said, it was a very good first 40 minutes of soccer. Bulldogs had some chances. Anna Diaz with one that just went over the crossbar. Another one, it seemed like several Bulldogs had a bite at the apple. Nobody could knock it in. McKenna Snow on a free kick from the near side couldn't find a way to get it in. And then Winnacunnet with perhaps the best opportunity of the half, setting a ball on a hop to Danny Winning, who came off her line, fielded it, and as she came up with it, the ball was kicked out of her grasp. Now, I went to our rules expert and general soccer expert, Sean Diaz, not in between innings, at halftime. At halftime, wrong sport. We're not going to be playing that sport for a little bit. And Diaz informed me that that may have been something that could have been a penalty, and that he might have thought that they would have ruled possession in that instance. Of course, it is a moot point, but we saw it the other day in the boys' game. We saw Tucker Brannigan take a two-footed kick late in regulation in that game, and ultimately that led to a beautiful goal by Londonderry that tied the game, but it was a goal that should not really have ever happened. So it's a situation where it seems like if you're if it's a 50-50 ball and you're engaged with the goalie, you might as well give it a shot. But you want to be mindful of the safety of the players, of course, and all of that. But you also need to do what's going to get the ball into the back of the net, which that has not happened to this point. We are scoreless. We are through 40 minutes of soccer. The Bedford Bulldogs had some shots. Winnacunnet had some shots. It's interesting. There's a bright light over on the near side over here that all of a sudden went on and illuminated Elise Olsen. So for the Bulldogs, looking at who is out there right now, it is a slightly different lineup. It looks like they might be going 4-2-4, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see, though. It could have changed, may have changed. We'll see. And getting back to a couple other things, upcoming games. Boys soccer semi tomorrow against Bishop Girton. That is Wednesday the 5th at 4 o'clock p.m. TV audio cast and radio only. I'm not talking to myself tomorrow. I'll be hanging out with Corey Munster Tiger, so that's going to be way better for everybody. And Saturday the 8th, in case the girls wind up finding it into the back of the net, my main request here is if the Bedford girls are going to win this game, all I want is no penalty kicks. That's it. I just don't feel like dealing with that today. So with that said, though, the ball is rattling around just outside the 18. It is bouncing all over the place. Winnacunnet on the offensive end. Juliet Laws has it taken from her, and now the Bulldogs are just trying to clear. They do successfully, and Winnacunnet will have a throw coming here in a moment. Some slight lineup changes for the Dogs. Juliet Laws is on the left side. She started there. Lila Yater is on the right side in the stead of Libby Fox, and Cece Irwin is currently up top. And we have a feeling we're going to see a number of different personnel on that front line for the Bulldogs. You may even see somebody from the back line, McKenna Snow, floating up there from time to time. A big throw coming for the Warriors. Try to clear it out to the Bulldogs and wind up getting it away, but it's just going to be another throw coming for Winnacunnet. The player who is taking the throw is Moxie Clifford, and we mentioned her earlier. If I'm starting a fantasy flag football team, I think Moxie Clifford's got a pretty good shot with those throws, and that one is sent out of bounds by the Winnacunnet offensive player, and the Bulldogs will have themselves a goal kick here. So it'll be McKenna Snow taking that. The Bulldogs are going right to left on your radio dial, or whatever it might be. If you have a radio dial, you're probably driving a classic car at this point. Snow sends it near side, finds Juliet Laws. Juliet through the legs of Clifford. Now back toward midfield. That a miscue. Now Adra Casey with it. A bit too big of a touch for Adra, and the ball now won by Adra, sends it to Cece, and it will be cleared by the Warriors. Back toward midfield and back the other way come the Bulldogs, but it's poked away, and now the ball will stay in bounds over on the far side. Bedford with it, sent far side toward CC Irwin. Winnacunnet will send it out of bounds, and the Bulldog throw is coming. Winnacunnet with a throw, and the ball is sent out of bounds by the Bulldogs, and now Winnacunnet with a good shot at it. Winnacunnet just playing a very good technical game to this point tonight, and they've done a good job of really kind of making it so that any Bulldog offensive attack is not effective. And in this case, Winnacunnet sends it down the near side, and it is out of the reach of the Winnacunnet offensive player. I didn't make out who that was. And the Bulldogs will get themselves a throw. Elise Olsen takes the throw. It is a battle for the ball here on the near side. Now Juliet Laws sends it to Cece Irwin up top. Cece wins possession. The Bulldogs back the other way. Sloan Correa looking middle. Finds Cece. Cece looking far side. Not quite enough on that one for Lila Yater, and the Warriors will come back the other way. Still trying to find their way into the goal column. We are 4 minutes into the second. That one sent off a Bulldog defender. It'll be out of bounds, but a Winnacunnet corner kick is in the offing. It looks like Sophia Jamaris, the junior, will be the one to take that kick. Danny Winning on the line for the Dogs, surrounded by teammates. There are several Winnacunnet players milling around right at about 15 yards out. And Jamaris will send it curving into the box. It will get through the box. Juliet Laws sends it once, tried to get it out of bounds, and a Winnacunnet throw is coming. And it's Moxie Clifford, so that one might as well be another corner kick for the Warriors. Very close to the end line from Clifford. Her back has to be hurting by the end of the day. This one sent into the box. The Bulldogs trying to clear it. Anna Diaz has a little bit of time. Winnacunnet really sagged off her. She could have taken a dribble or two, but nothing doing. And then Winnacunnet, in their hurry to try to get back on offense, sent it toward Elizabeth Maloney on the near side. Off Maloney, out of bounds. Bulldog throw coming. We go back right to left. Still looking for our first number of the game that's not a 0. Now back the other way comes Winnacunnet. That one sent of the shins of Evan Christie. And now the Bulldogs fighting for the ball at midfield. Nobody really has possession of it. Winnacunnet threads the needle. And it's Isla Christie in for Winnacunnet now, and the ball goes out of bounds. Christie tried to find a teammate. So Christie is one who was down at the beginning of the game. I did not notice her at any point in half number 1, but she is back out. She is wearing a brace on her right ankle as well. Some personnel changes for both teams. It looks like we have Elena Beck up top. And the ball sent on the near side to Juliet Laws. She'll chest trap it. Left foot sends the Winnacunnet defensive player to the ground. The fans wanted a call. They didn't get one. Anna Diaz now with the ball. Back one line to Elise Olsen. Anna knocked down. And the ball sent to Addie Kiley at the back line, who just blasted across midfield, but kind of a disorganized offensive effort for the Bulldogs. Now it's Christie looking toward the middle. The ball rattling around, and Winnacunnet had a shot at it. It's sent to the goal mouth off the post, and Danny Winning comes up with it off the post. Now, I don't know who took the shot for Winnacunnet. It was a brilliant pass from Christie, and got, as the Winnacunnet offensive player was toward the end line, they had a horrible angle on the ball. It looked like they were just sending it through the goal mouth, and somehow the ball curved in. It looked like it might have been going for a brief second, and the Bulldogs, for once this season, are on the good end of a post. All year it's been the other way. So we are still looking for our first goal. We're 7 minutes, 14 seconds in. McKenna Snow has it come back her direction. She'll send it back toward midfield. And Winnacunnet playing with a little bit of vigor that we did not see from them in half number 1. Now fighting for the ball on the far side. Looked like it was, may have been Adria Casey over there. I'm trying to see who that was. The throw up the far side. Held in, the Bulldogs with a shot on offense, dribbling down the line, and it looks like we will have a goal kick, the ball off of the Bulldogs. So doing their best to flip the field, but can't make it happen. And now 8 minutes into half number 2, 128 minutes into soccer between these two teams, and we have yet to have anybody find the back of the net. The Bulldogs, or the Warriors, I should say, almost found it. Now it's Laws looking to Beck. The ball knocked away from Beck in the middle. Winnacunnet will clear. And the Warriors send it back up a line. Christie finds another teammate. Now Mia Lantane back near side and sends it in the direction of her teammate Evan Christie, and knocked out of bounds by Elise Olsen, and a Winnacunnet throw will come, and the throw all the way down the line. Elise will just let it go out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will get themselves a goal kick. So it is live by the sword, die by the sword for the Warriors. Moxie Clifford with a big throw, but it was too much for anybody, and Elise Olsen wisely just letting that one go, not trying to play it out of there, realizing that McKenna Snow can take the goal kick with about 9 minutes gone by here in the second half of this scoreless tilt. Ball sent back far side. Elena Beck with it on the far side, takes the touch. She's going to beat the Winnacunnet defender to the ball, gets around the corner, turns the corner, gets pulled down. or I should say Beck and the corner, and the defender both went down. It sent out of bounds. The Bedford Partisans thinking that it was off of Winnacunnet, and instead a throw is coming, taken by a Warrior over on the far side about a mile away from us. And we have a Winnacunnet player hitting the deck. That is Isla Christie. I don't know that I saw a ton of contact there, but a free kick is coming. So it was just a matter of right place, right time. And ball sent up and over by Winnacunnet all the way down into Bedford territory, and now back the other way come the Bulldogs. Tried to clear it, pass picked by the Warriors. Winnacunnet with it, now down toward the end line, and find a shot on goal. Jamaris tried to shoot it, shanked it, and a handball on the part of Evan Christie, not called. Bedford back the other way. Juliet Laws sends it, knocked away, and that one indeed a handball coming at the part of Moxie Clifford. And the Bulldogs will have a little bit of a break here at midfield with an opportunity to set things up and get a set play about 10.5 minutes in to half number 2. It's McKenna Snow taking it from the football 50. McKenna, senior, very strong leg, and will send it up and over, and it is off a Winnacunnet defender. A strange hop, still rolling around in there. It's kind of anybody's ball, but cleared to the right by Winnacunnet, and it will be a throw coming for these Bedford Bulldogs. Personnel changes for the Bulldogs. It looked like Anna Diaz might have just gone in. I don't know that I saw that Anna had gone out. The throw comes in and is sent out of bounds by Winnacunnet. And now Bedford will take another throw. And to Sloan Correa on the back, near the back line. Sloan has it go off her foot, not cleanly, and the Bulldogs still trying to get something going on offense. Now Winnacunnet back the other way. It's Evan Christie looking toward the middle. Tried to find Lantain and could not. And now the Bulldogs trying to play at one level back, and that was almost a pretty devastating miscue, but somehow find a way to clear it. And now it's all the way on the Bulldog offensive end where it's sent out of bounds by the Winnacunnet defender before Elena Beck can find her way to it. So still looking for our first goal of the game, 12 minutes, 15 seconds into the second half. And the Bulldogs trying to get something together on offense. Nora Ripple sends it toward the middle, finds Adra Casey, and it's sent out of bounds. And a throw comes, and Elise Olsen does a great job being physical there. Adra winds up coming up with the ball, sends it back toward Winnacunnet. Ball kicked off of Juliet Laws and sent out of bounds by Winnacunnet. Bedford gets a throw on their end about the football 40. Elise Olsen's going to take that one, and sure enough, sends it toward Winnacunnet. Laws will head it back, and now Winnacunnet will have to clear the ball on the near side, and they do. Another Bulldog throw is coming. 13 minutes here and into half number 2. The Bulldogs of Bedford trying to find a way to the back of the net. Nobody has scored at this point. Adra Casey chips it. The keeper Banks has it go to her on one hop. She comes off her line just a tad and makes a play on the ball. So still scoreless. The Bulldogs have had several opportunities, but nothing that I would consider to be a golden opportunity here in half number 2. And both teams still scoreless. Winnacunnet doing a great job of really extending the field, and now have it down in the corner, and it's played off of McKenna Snow by Evan Christie, and the Warriors are going to have themselves a corner kick with about 14 minutes gone by here in half number 2. The more set pieces you see in a game like this, you're kind of playing with fire. And if you're the Bulldogs, you got to find a way just to get this ball out of there. Winnacunnet takes the corner, sent up toward the 18, headed into the area of the goal, and it's now chipped up, and it's off the football crossbar and over, and so the Bulldogs will have a goal kick, and I get to take a breath. At BCTV, WBNH, we want to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door. Winnacunnet looks like it's going to have an opportunity right here. The ball sent into the middle. Great job, Addie Kiley, to stop the ball in the middle. That one now chipped toward the net by the Warriors, and it will go out of bounds. And a goal kick once again is coming. (15-18) gone by here in half number 2. We are still looking for our first goal. McKenna Snow launches it to about the football 35. Anna Diaz with a header after that. Elena Beck trying to play it off the header. Winnacunnet steals the ball. Now the ball will be popcorned around midfield a little bit before Nora Ripple comes up with it. Gets it toward Beck in the middle. Beck plays it with her right foot, gets tripped at about the 30, and a foul is called, and the Bulldogs are going to have an opportunity for a free kick at the football 30. Great job by Ripple to find Beck, and Beck and the Winnacunnet defender just made contact with one another. The foul called, and if you're Bedford now, this is about as good of an opportunity. It's center hash. She's about from the football 30. And do you chip it over and have somebody run into it, or do you just have McKenna try to go upper 90? So we will see. Still scoreless here, a little bit over 16 in. Snow chips it, tries to find the back of the net, can't. It goes over the crossbar as well as the football uprights. So triangulated it just a little bit high, and the Bulldogs cannot make anything of that opportunity, unfortunately. It's almost like you'd rather put it on the cage somewhere, give the keeper an opportunity to play it rather than play it over. But regardless, the Bulldogs will do their best to keep Winnacunnet from clearing it, and they sure do. Now Elena Beck with it in the middle, takes her time, tried to find Juliet Laws. Elise Olsen will now send it high into the night sky toward the keeper Banks, who fields it at about the 6. And Banks will throw it on the near side to clear, but can they clear? No. The Bulldogs will hold it in the offensive end. It's Beck now battling for the ball, and looked like it might have found a hand, but regardless, Winnacunnet and Bedford battling for the ball from about the football 20. Now Juliet Laws with it at football 15. About one too many touch, and now off the Winnacunnet defender. Laws will send it off the Winnacunnet defender again, and it goes over the end line, and it will be a corner kick coming. So the Bulldogs finally get a corner. I don't know that they've had one to this point in the game. We don't keep track of advanced statistics like that. That's just simple math. And in this case, it's going to be Nora Ripple, who can certainly bend the ball, taking one from the right side over here. So 18 minutes in to half number 2. These two teams have still yet to find the twine. And now Ripple will send it in, and it goes behind the net. So some good opportunities for the Bulldogs, but you want to send it on the big metal thing, not over it or to the side of it. And unfortunately, the last two have been golden opportunities that have gone right by the wayside. It's like Bull Durham. You throw it's a simple game. For the Bulldogs, Anna Diaz with it, now far side, gets body checked, waiting for the call, and they call it, sure enough. Plain as the nose on your face, that one. Anna got body checked by the Winnacunnet defenders. The Winnacunnet fans did not care for it, and I'm sure they're down below and will probably be tracking me as I go to leave. But from the football 20, far side, it's McKenna Snow again. Snow with her hand extended, chips it up and in. Banks comes off her line, catches it right at about the 6, and a Bulldog winds up on the ground. Anna Diaz again, but she's not going to get that call again, unfortunately. And now the Bulldogs will go on the charge again. Juliet Laws up the near side, but it's knocked away and out of bounds, and Moxie Clifford will take a throw, and the Bulldogs will try to control. Now, for Winnacunnet, much was made of the fact that Isla Christie was not starting in tonight's game, and we didn't know whether we would see her. And she has been here and been playing, and it certainly made an impact here in the second half. But Bedford has found a way to get on the offensive charge. That one sent up the far side, a battle for the ball down there, and it is sent out of bounds. And now a throw is coming. That one sent toward Beck. Bulldogs might have a shot at it. Nope, through, and it'll rattle around into the keeper. Banks, and the game is still scoreless, about halfway home here in the second half. So, in case you didn't know, as Anna Diaz sends it high in the air into the Winnacunnet offensive end, it's headed there, held in by the Bulldogs. Juliet Laws with it, takes a turn, now tried with the right foot, now back toward Juliet after the ball got loose, tried to find Adra Casey, ball blasted toward the middle, the ball chipped in. It's going to be a tough play for Banks, comes off her line, makes the play, and Bulldogs with another opportunity. Once we go to overtime, assuming that does happen, you have 2 10-minute periods and then the dreaded penalty kicks, and the overtime periods are the sudden victory periods. So if you're the Bulldogs, you really want to find a way to find the back of the net. Nobody has done that to this point in the game. We are about 21 minutes into the second half, and so for these two teams, now about 140 minutes that they have played without anybody scoring so far this year. And that's not to say it has not been electric soccer, because it has. Trying to find Juliet Laws, could not. Juliet kind of had her pocket picked. Winnacunnet comes back the other way. Now Juliet boxes out, showing off those basketball skills. Now looks back middle, finds Adra Casey, and the ball being battled for. Evan Christie loses it, sends it back to the Bulldogs. Now Elise Olsen sends it out of bounds on the near side, and it is a Winnacunnet throw with about 18 minutes remaining here in the game. Winnacunnet taking a throw. Some player movement, Emma Somerville, I should say, in. Christie will send it toward the middle. Intercepted there, I believe, by Meredith Reich. Or check that, Cece Olsen, or Cece Irwin, I should say. Now the ball headed back toward midfield. Beck finds Diaz. Diaz plays it off her chest. Now has a great opportunity up the left side, and Juliet Laws can't quite get there. It was just a little bit out of her reach, and I think it's going to be a Bulldog throw coming. Olsen will send it in. Beck now sends it off the Winnacunnet defender, and Banks will handle it. So in this scoreless game, we have had a lot of back and forth. And now the ball sent back toward the middle. Beck with it, takes a dribble, takes another dribble, gets her pocket picked by the Winnacunnet defenders, and back the other way we go. Diaz now takes it, and the Bulldogs are going back the other way. It's up on the right side, and it looked like it might have gotten knocked out of bounds. Nope, they'll say it was still in, and now the charge on the part of the Warriors blunted by the Bulldogs and thrown to the turf, I believe, was Sloan Correa, and she's the one that gets whistled for the penalty. So Winnacunnet will take a kick here. throw is coming, or the kick is coming, I should say, from about the football 50. We have no score yet, and Winnacunnet will send it in toward about the 18. Bedford just trying to clear it here. Now the ball sent back toward the middle, and it's at about the football 50, where Winnacunnet will be challenged and send it out of bounds, and so Bedford will have a throw from deep in their defensive end. So Elise Olson's going to take that throw, tries to find Juliet Laws. And now it's Joe Morris who dribbles around a couple of Bedford defenders, sends it off the shins of Sloan Correa, and it'll go out of bounds. And a Winnacunnet throw coming from Moxie Clifford here, 25 minutes remaining in the game. The Bulldogs of Bedford, the Warriors of Winnacunnet, scoreless to this point. Winnacunnet, a big throw from Clifford, that one sent into the box, and you're just going to try to clear it if you're Bedford. Sure enough, Juliet Laws with it, takes a couple dribbles now toward the middle, and still with it, looks near side. She has a partner in crime, Adra Casey. Casey gets it knocked away from her, and now the Bulldogs got to get back on D. Now Laws making something happen, and it's knocked away from her, and consequently, a Winnacunnet throw is coming. Big throw. Almost near the 18. Elise Olson clears, and a big clear from Elise, headed right back the other way by Winnacunnet. Now sent up and over by Casey. Elena Beck will run underneath it, and Winnacunnet maintaining possession, but they'll send it out of bounds on the near side, and Bedford will have a throw from about the football 35. So it has been a game of momentum. That one, a throw went into the middle, knocked away by Winnacunnet. The Warriors coming back the other direction. Isla Christie tried to play the first touch and went off her shin, and now back the other way come the Warriors, and Elise Olson looked like she might have just gotten popped by Evan Christie. Sends it into her sister Isla, and now Isla with the left foot gets it knocked away by Olson. So Winnacunnet throw coming. We're about 27 minutes in to the second half. Big throw from Moxie Clifford. Now the ball bouncing around. Winnacunnet trying to find a shot on goal, could not, and popped out of bounds, or popped away by the Bulldogs. Winnacunnet maintains possession though, and off of a Warrior head taken by Danny Winning on a hop, went into the box, and if somebody had been there, damage could have been done, but nothing doing, nobody was there, and as a result, unfortunately, for the Warriors, the game still scoreless. Now Juliet Laws intercepts the ball, tries to send it back the other way for the Bulldogs. She can't, and the ball now, we're in the phase where the middle 50 yards of the field is where most of the action is. At least it sure feels that way. We have not had any goals as of yet. Jamoris with it for Winnacunnet. Dribbles around, has it knocked away by Laws. Laws fights for a 50-50 ball. Winnacunnet wins it, but it's still bouncing around. And now that one sent toward the net. Isla Christie, Danny Winning, and Winning comes off her line, makes the right play, and battles with Christie, who's nursing a bad ankle. And now back the other way come the Bulldogs, but Winnacunnet steals the ball again, and now here we go, back into the Bedford offensive end, and it's sent by Winnacunnet over the end line, and a goal kick is coming. So we are 28 minutes, 24 seconds into the second half. This one has still yet to see a goal by either team. Bedford had some opportunities in the first half. Winnacunnet has had some opportunities. Neither team, though, has found a way to find the back of the net yet. Juliet Laws battling for it on the near side with Somerville. Now Laws with it. Now she'll send it back toward the middle to Beck. Beck toward the middle to Diaz. Diaz through. Tried to find Elena Beck, could not. And now Winnacunnet back the other way. The Warriors trying to make it happen on offense. Bulldogs had something going, had connected some passes. Both teams still looking for their first goal. About .29.5 gone by here, still scoreless. The ball being volleyed around in the middle of the field off of Meredith Reich, now sent toward the middle, and Anna Diaz, I think, will collect it, send it up in the direction of Beck, and ball sent back over to the far side. Reich fights for it, tried to get it to Beck, and now sent toward the keeper, Banks, who handles it on a hop. And Winnacunnet will send it up into the night sky. Still scoreless here. These two teams have now played 150 minutes without somebody finding the back of the net. Both trying to find their best way to do something about it. Elise Olsen steals it from the oncoming defender, sends it up and over. Banks will come up to about the 18, field it on a roll, and take her time figuring out what needs to be done. What needs to be done for one of these teams is somebody to find the back of the net. The Bulldogs would prefer that it is them. Goes without saying. Adria Casey back near side to Juliet Laws. Juliet with a touch. She's trying to center it. Sure enough, she chips it, and it's into the left side of the net. Not the right part of the net. Just it's going to be a goal kick for Winnacunnet. So with that in mind, Juliet had a great opportunity. Couldn't make it happen. Was just trying to get a corner kick out of that exchange, but could not. Elise Olsen will take that goal kick, send it toward the end line, and Winnacunnet will watch it roll out of bounds. So it is still scoreless here. 72 minutes into this contest. Ball sent up along the right side, out of bounds now. Trying to make out who's who right now for the Bulldogs. Easier said than done from the distance we are at. So still scoreless here, not a whole lot of action to speak of. We've just had a number of throw-ins right around the middle of the field. And everybody sort of trying to get it in a direction of the goal. Now McKenna Snow trying to clear it for Bedford, sent it high, and it didn't really have a whole lot of distance to it. Tried to head it, and Winnacunnet could not find a way to get it away from McKenna. Bedford really couldn't clear it either. And now the ball will bounce around for a bit around midfield, and a throw is coming for the Bulldogs over on the far side. The front line for Bedford, Yater, Beck, and Laws up top. Now a ball sent into the box. That one's going to be trouble. Laws will battle for it. Can't get it away. Elise Olsen had a bite at the apple and tried to find the net. It wasn't terribly close, and the ball will roll over on the far side, and a Bedford Winnacunnet player battle for it, and it will go out of bounds over the end line. So with that said, Elise had an opportunity at it, was taking a shot at it, just didn't catch it square, unfortunately for the Bulldogs, and we are still scoreless with about 6 minutes remaining in regulation. Ball sent in the direction of Elena Beck. off that goal kick, and now the Bulldogs will hold it in. McKenna Snow with it, sends it back to Anna Diaz. Anna far side, Lila Yater. And Lila did a great job badgering the defensive player for Winnacunnet, but the Warriors still get it into the Bedford offensive end before McKenna Snow clears it. And now back the other way come the Dogs. Sloan Correa with it. Sloan far side. Couldn't clear. Winnacunnet had a shot at it. Still does. Dribbling in. Ball sent away by Addie Kiley. And now Winnacunnet with a ball in the direction of Danny Winning, who fields it on the hop and will get rid of it to our left. Now, we're right around about the 5-minute mark when everything gets hand time down on the field. Looked like we might have had a foul too, but nothing called at midfield. Looked like Sloan Correa might have had somebody knock her down, but nothing was called. This one certainly not as physical as the last encounter between Bedford and Winnacunnet. Now Correa winds up holding in the kick from the keeper Banks, but Bedford can't get anything going on offense, and Winnacunnet coming back the other way. Ball sent up the far sideline, but the first touch from the Winnacunnet offensive player was not clean, and consequently the ball will be sent out of bounds, but it'll be a Winnacunnet throw over there on the far side. By my count, about 4:10 remaining here in regulation. Neither team has scored to this point. And a change for the Bulldogs as well. Can't quite figure out who just came into the game for Bedford, but there was a change on offense, and now back the other way come the Dogs with some fresh legs in. Out of bounds on the far side. Winnacunnet's going to take a throw. Scoreless game, 3:30 by my count remaining in the game. I think it might have been Meredith Wright coming back into the game in place of Yater. And now it is a big throw coming from Winnacunnet. The ball loose along the end line. Winnacunnet will send it toward the corner, and great defense played by the Bulldogs. But the shot, or the ball that was attempted to center by Winnacunnet, winds up going off of the Bulldog player and will result in a corner kick for the Warriors. So this one, a great opportunity in this 0-0 tie with about 2:50 remaining in the game. I believe it is Sophia Jamaris who is on to take the corner, and Jamaris sends it into the box, and it's off of a Bedford player, and it will be another corner for the Warriors coming. So 2.5 minutes now remaining. And Jamaris taking her time, just trying to set it up. She had a good shot the first time, but it was knocked away. The second one, into the box, high. It'll rattle around in there for a second. Laws battling for it with the Winnacunnet player, and it looked like it might have gone, it went off the Winnacunnet player over the end line, and it will be a Bedford goal kick coming from McKenna Snow. So two pretty golden opportunities for Winnacunnet, not able to convert on either of them. And now the Bulldogs trying to come back the other way. Nora Ripple with it, taking the time, taking some dribbles, sends it off a Winnacunnet player. It goes out of bounds. Bedford will have a throw and a full head of steam with about 1.5 minutes remaining in regulation. That one up the far sideline, bounces around. Looked like Meredith Pike had it, gets it over to Elena. Back, looking back, far side, found Anna Diaz, and you saw that flag go up immediately. That one offside. So Anna got a little bit ahead of herself. And unfortunately for the Bulldogs, an offside call with about 1:10 left. So now back the other way come Winnacunnet. About a minute remaining in regulation. The defensive player for Bedford thrown down to the ground. No call, or there was a call. Two of them went up for the ball, and Jamaris, it looked like, knocked down, I believe that's Addie Kiley over there. And so Bedford will take a kick with about 40 seconds, or check that, not a kick, it is a throw-in. And now Winnacunnet still taking a crack at things. Here, we're scoreless. These two teams have played almost 160 minutes of soccer, and now Winnacunnet's going to get one more chance at a corner kick, but they're going to have to find a soccer ball now. We are in the waning seconds of this game. There is a harried pace. Winnacunnet's over on the far side, far corner, takes a kick, sends it into the box. It is headed away. Winnacunnet may have another shot at it. The defender sends it into the box, but as three whistles happen, and that is going to be it for regulation. So Bedford and Winnacunnet have now played 160 minutes of soccer, and nobody has found the back of the net. So we are going to overtime. We'll have a 10-minute period followed by a 10-minute period, assuming that nobody scores at any point, followed by penalty kicks. So with that said, how long do we have until that happens? A minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So we'll take a quick break, come back to you in about 5 minutes for some bonus soccer. You have been listening to the Division I girls semifinal on BC TV and WBNH Bedford 105.1.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or CopperDoor.com.
Welcome back to Shabbat McDonough Field for tonight's game between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Winnacunnet Warriors. We have so far played 80 minutes of soccer. We're going to play a little bit more soccer. Lauren Fox alongside Bill Jennings. Bill Jennings is running the camera tonight. I am bothering Bill as I lean too far over to that side and try to see through the open window, because it can be a little bit difficult to see through this window, which might not have been cleaned since the first Bush administration. So with that said, we're here and hoping to have an opportunity for the Bulldogs to walk it off. Now, whichever team scores next will be walking it off. And whether it's Bedford or Winnacunnet, and the clock says 14:51, so that leads me to believe we're playing a 15-minute overtime. I was under the impression it was a 10, but I'm going to go with the fact the clock says 15 and assume that that's correct. But regardless, we are here and we are watching some soccer, so we will bring you all the action live. Everything is being played right now in the middle of the field, popcorned around a bit, and the Bulldogs look like they're going to have a good opportunity here. Elena Beck had one rattled through her, and now a shot taken by Adra Casey sent in the direction of the keeper Banks, and Banks plays it about thigh high and will now send it onto the right side. These two teams have been running a fair amount recently. They played each other earlier on in the regular season. That one 0-0. This one 0-0 through 80 minutes. And you almost wonder with Winnacunnet, is the strategy going to be to try to play more soccer and wind up going to overtime again as Winnacunnet knocks it over the end line. McKenna Snow does a great job boxing out the Winnacunnet offensive players, so she'll take a goal kick. bounds. Winnacunnet will have a throw coming. Still scoreless here. We are in the first overtime period, and I am not even going to begin to tell you whether we would have a second one, what the length of the second one would be. I now assume, I guess, that it might be a 15-minute second overtime period, because you think you would have two teams each go a different way, but I'm not sure. The last overtime I saw was on Saturday, and I saw both BG Hanover and Londonderry Bedford go into overtime. So with that said, Juliet Laws on a charge, dribbling up the left side, battling with a Winnacunnet defender who gets knocked down. Juliet hangs onto the ball and finally runs out of steam and loses the ball, and back the other way come these Bedford Bulldogs, or come the Winnacunnet Warriors, I should say. See some frustration late in the game. It's Emma Somerville who knocked down several of the Bedford players late in the game against the Bulldogs earlier this season, and in this case, Somerville is kind of doing hand checking with several players on that side. In this case now, look like Winnacunnet might have knocked that out of bounds, but they will say it is a Warrior throw coming. So big throw taken. 3 minutes gone by here in or I guess in overtime period number 1. Not half. We've already played half number 2. We've still yet to have a goal in this one. That one cleared away by Anna Diaz, and another Warrior throw will be taken. Big throw from Muxie Clifford. That's been a big offensive weapon for them. Now it's McKenna Snow trying to blast one high into the sky, but can't. Just winds up getting it out of bounds. And Winnacunnet will have another throw, which really amounts to a somewhat of a corner kick. And Clifford will send it all the way into the box. It's going to bounce there. Dangerous for the Bulldogs. That one headed on the near side now. Winnacunnet dribbling, Evan Christie with it, and she sends it off a Bedford player, now dribbling along the near sideline, sends it into the box, tries to, and the ball sent by Winnacunnet off of Sloan Correa, so a Winnacunnet throw is coming from the near side. Winnacunnet now sends it into the box, sent away by Elise Olson. One-time shot taken by Winnacunnet. It's sent over to the far side of the box. Bedford's got to clear that one out of there. It is on the far side. Winnacunnet sends it into the box again. McKenna Snow sends it toward the middle. And battling for the ball, Elena Beck and the Winnacunnet defender. And now it will be sent out of bounds. Or check that, I believe that was Adria Casey. And now sends it up to Beck, who winds up losing it. Winnacunnet now back the other way, and we're all a little bit tired, I think, at this point in the game. Meredith Reich now has it on the near side for Bedford. She'll send it, tried to find Beck, could not. Diaz now looking toward the middle, finds Sloan Correa, and the ball knocked away, and Moxie Clifford clears it for the Warriors. Ball far side, Winnacunnet with a full head of steam, knocks it out of bounds. Bedford's going to have a throw. We are now 9:34 remaining here in overtime period number 1. Ball out of bounds. Winnacunnet's going to have a throw for themselves. The throw taken by Clifford. Bedford will do their best to clear it. And now Anna Diaz winds up getting clobbered over on the far side. Looked like she might have gotten kicked. And Anna down on her hands and knees. And that is not something you care to see at this point. It was a ball that she was charging hard after. And unfortunately, in the scramble for the ball, it looked like she might have taken a cleat somewhere, not sure where. We don't have the best view from here, and we're used to having a little monitor like we do at Bedford High. We don't have that right now, so some of these things, it's your best guess, and we'll get back to you on that. But this one now blasted left to right by Snow, and goes out of bounds off Winnacunnet. The Bedford throw taken And Bedford has not looked like they've really had everything together on offense. It has not been functioning on all cylinders tonight. The thing that has saved them to this point is that back line of Ripple, Snow, Kiley, and Olsen. Those are the ones that have kept this one a scoreless tie to this point. 7 minutes gone by here in overtime period 1. And that one now sent into the box where the keeper Banks will field it on a hop, but a good opportunity from Bedford. And now back the other way, Banks sends it out. And nice job by Nora Ripple intercepting. Sloan Correa then winds up getting it from Nora, looking back near side, trying to find Meredith Reich. Meredith winds up with it, takes a touch, has it taken away, finds Elena Beck. Beck now in a little bit of space, sends it toward the net, just to the left of the net, out of the reach of the keeper Banks, and it will go across the track, and it will be a goal kick coming for Winnacunnet. That about as good of an opportunity as the Bulldogs have had. Winnacunnet's goal kick intercepted by Beck. A lot of B names in this game. Beck knocks it away. Ripple with it, near side, tried to find Reich, hops away, and it's broken up there by the Winnacunnet defensive player, who I believe is Maloney. But Bedford will take a throw. Now the ball will bang around a little bit. Back toward the middle for the Bulldogs. This is about some of the best offensive chances that we have seen them have to this point in the game. Ripple sends it in the direction of the Winnacunnet back line. Now it's back, taken away and sent out of bounds. So Bulldogs will have a throw from the near side again. Still scoreless, still in overtime. 6:20 remaining here in period number 1. By the best of my knowledge, I guess now there are 2 15-minute overtime periods. I don't know why it would be different for the boys and the girls, but that may just be the case. Winnacunnet, Bedford battling for the ball in midfield, taken away there by Correa. Now we look back far side. And ball sent up the far side in the direction of, I believe, Juliet Laws, but everybody looking a little bit tired at this point. That header sent into the box by Winnacunnet and now out of bounds, or check that, it's held in there by the Bulldogs along the far sideline. Sent off of a Winnacunnet player and out of bounds. She drops to her knees. And we'll try this one again. Bedford with a throw over on the far side. Still scoreless. 5:15 remaining. Ball off the foot of Winnacunnet. Held in by the Bulldogs. McKenna Snow with it. Ripple sends it over midfield for the Dogs. Now it's Beck trying to take a jab at it. The Bulldogs still battling for the ball. It's Ripple fighting with it with Evan Christie, who gets it up one level, but as she does that, Addie Kiley takes it away, gets it back to McKenna Snow on the back line, who clears, and now gets it to Meredith Reich. Reich winds up losing it, back the other way come these Bulldogs. Diaz, Correa, far side, Laws, everybody kind of a little bit gassed right now. Laws wins a 50-50 ball, maintains possession along the far sideline, gets held up, now looks back toward the middle, and she got the foul. She came through, hands were up, and it was clear that there had been physical contact, and as a result, the Bulldogs are going to get themselves a kick from the far side, and we'll see if they can take advantage of this. We are in the under 5 minutes, so I have no idea how much time is left at this point. Still scoreless here in overtime. Addie Kiley is, or check that. Sloan Correa making a move in now. And we have McKenna Snow to take a kick from the far 18-yard football sideline. McKenna chips it in, and it's handled on one hop by the kicker, or by the keeper, Banks. And so Winnacunnet dodges another bullet. This one still scoreless. No idea how much time remains in the game. Winnacunnet sends it in, headed away. by Kylie. And now Jamaris has a chance at it. And it's chipped up and over again, but once again headed away by Addie Kiley. And Winnacunnet going to try the same thing yet again. They'll send it over to the far side this time. Elise Olson does a job, sends it out of there. And now the ball being fought for on the far side. Winnacunnet takes one shot, and it is sent over the end line. Well, we have a second. BCTV and WBNH, we want to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, or the Copper Door. Ball on the goal kick sent out by Bedford. Winnacunnet trying to hold it in this scoreless tie. Beck looking for Laws on the far side, instead finds Reich on the near side. Can't hold it in, can't get it done for the Bulldogs right now. Now Winnacunnet back the other way. The ball sent back to the far side. Looks like it's going to be one shot taken by the Warriors. Don't know how much time is remaining in this scoreless tie in the first overtime period that we've seen. And looks like we're going to have a throw on the far side. Throw happens, sent in the direction of the Bedford goal. Winnacunnet wanting a handball. Beck now wins possession, charging down the left side, fighting with the Winnacunnet defender. She is whistled for a foul, but the interesting thing was the contact was initiated, it looked like, by the Winnacunnet defender. Regardless, the foul called, and it will be a Winnacunnet kick from the football 30. Not sure how much time we have, and I didn't set a timer for that. So still scoreless, and the time is being kept down on the field at this point. Winnacunnet takes a kick from their own football 30. The ball headed. Ripple will send it over. Now Diaz will chip it up toward midfield. Ball sent back far side. Back, now we're playing in that middle 50. Sent Meredith Reich at midfield, tried a chest trap, couldn't come up with it. Evan Christie with it, sends it, tries to find up the near side, can't. And the Bulldogs will take a throw, but not walk it back. I mean, that one was about 20 yards behind where it should have been, 20 yards ahead of where it should have been. And Winnacunnet will try to clear it, but doesn't get it much past midfield. And now the ball back far side. And Winnacunnet will send it out of bounds, and it will be a Bedford throw that is coming from the far side. Again, out of bounds. Bedford will have another opportunity. We'll see what they can get done at this point. But we are now nearing 175 minutes between these two teams. Nobody has scored a goal. Not all today. That's only been 95 minutes, but sure enough, we are now done with overtime period number 1. I think there's a second overtime period. I just don't know why the boys and girls play different length overtime periods, or maybe it's something you do in the semifinals. Regardless, not entirely sure. But what I do know is that we have now played 95 minutes of soccer. I've talked for all of it. And the Bulldogs and the Winnacunnet Warriors are still scoreless. So we will go to overtime period number 2. We will take a break. And you are listening to BCTV, or you're watching it on BCTV, listening to it on WBNH, Bedford Bulldogs Girls Soccer. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to Chapman McDonough Field. Lauren Fox alongside Bill Jennings working the camera for us here tonight. Andrew Fenn back in the studio. Harry Kozlowski, of course, making all this stuff happen as well. The Bulldogs of Bedford, the girls in this semifinal, are scoreless, along with the Winnacunnet Warriors. So it has been an interesting soccer game, to say the least. Winnacunnet has controlled it and had some chances by way of corner kicks and long throw-ins. Bedford has had several chances, but I think most of the chances have been by way of through balls. So somebody's going to have to try to break in on this. We are now as Winnacunnet falls to the ground. A player falls, hits the deck, and there will be a kick coming for Winnacunnet from about the football 17 right along the sideline, and she is still down, I believe. Looks like she might be tying her shoes at the moment. So did not look like a terribly egregious call, and the kind of thing that has been let go for a lot of the night tonight, but the player is attempting to tie their shoes, and I have a feeling we're going to see this time, assuming that we don't go to a second, or assuming that nobody scores before injury time. I would figure that we would have a little bit of extra time, but I'm trying to understand what's going on over there. It looks like one player is tying the other player's shoe. Am I reading that correctly? Okay. That is unique to say the least. So you have one player on her hands and knees tying the other player's shoe, I believe. And I don't know if there was tape that needed to be removed or a brace that needed to be removed. I think it might have been tape that needed to be discarded. So regardless, it looked like somebody might have caught a cleat or something like that. This one sent into the box, and it's a little bit, they iced their kicker themselves, I guess would be the best way to say it. She sends it to the left of the box, and it goes out of bounds. So with that said, the Bulldogs will have themselves a corner kick. We will probably see that time back, hand time down on the field, of course. Ball sent off of Meredith Reich. It'll go out of bounds, and Winnacunnet will have a throw from the far side. So Moxie Clifford will take the throw, and she is certainly a weapon over there, taking the throw deep in the opponent's territory. Clifford's big throw sent in, although she's doesn't have quite the vigor on it that she did earlier in the evening. It still is absolutely a weapon. Now Winnacunnet at about the football 20, taking a few dribbles. Isla Christie, it looks like, or Evan Christie, I think, with it. And it looked like it went off of the Bedford defensive player, and immediately the reaction at that point was pointing and demonstrating to the official that, yes, it went off the Bedford player. And as a result, the Bulldogs will once again have to defend on a corner kick late in the game. This one coming 11:27 on the clock, but you know there's going to be a little bit more time than that. And Winnacunnet sends another player into the box to obscure Danny Winning's line of sight. This one still scoreless. The kick sent into the box, through the box, and a header put in by the Winnacunnet Warriors. It looked like it was off the head of Isla Christie, off the corner from Taylor Burness. And Winnacunnet gets a dub on this one by the score of 1-0. A heartbreaking loss for the Bulldogs after 99 minutes of soccer and 179 minutes against Winnacunnet, and they are beside themselves, standing right at the 6, not quite certain what to do. Of course, you have 9 seniors on this team, many of whom are going on to play in college, but you of course want to take home the hardware, and many of these girls back in 2022, or several of these girls were part of that championship team, the last one for the Bulldogs that included Anna Diaz, Sloan Correa, McKenna Snow, part of that team as well. But unfortunately for the Bulldogs, tonight was not going to be their night. They could not find the back of the net, could the Bulldogs, and unfortunately for Bedford, unable to convert at any point in time, and a perfect corner kick and a perfect header And these Winnacunnet Warriors find themselves on the good end of a 1-0 score. So unfortunately for Bedford, this will be the end of the regular season. A tough one for Bedford. They 12-1-3 in the regular season, and they won 2 of their 3 playoff games, so they'll finish 14-2-3. Winnacunnet, which came into the playoffs 10-3-3, is now 13-3-3, and they will punch their ticket to the final game and play that one against the Pinkerton Astros. That will take place on Saturday. So a couple programming notes for you as well just before we leave you for the night. From Andrew Fenn back in the studio. First of all, we'd like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door. Upcoming game tomorrow, boys soccer, the number 2 will take on number 3 BG in a 4 o'clock broadcast. That one's TV, audio cast, radio only. Full broadcast will be tape delayed. So with that said, our sincere congratulations to the girls for a great season. Sorry to see it end that way. It's always tough. And for the Bulldogs, that is a heartbreaking loss. Our thanks to Andrew Fenn back at the studio, Harry Kozlowski for producing radio, Colleen Richardson for everything that she does, Bill Jennings for everything that he is doing next to me recording this game. My name is Lauren Fox. We'll do our best again next year. I guess we'll do our best tomorrow in the boys game. Your final here, it is the Winnacunnet Warriors 1 and the Bedford Bulldogs 0. Congratulations to Winnacunnet.